Our next topic is control as a function of educational management. Plan of today's lecture is next. Control as a psychopedagogical phenomenon. Next, control of educational and cognitive activity of students. Control methods, their implementation, peculiarities in higher education. Then, evaluation of students' knowledge and skills. And the last point, model rating system of evaluation. Control in management is understood as a process of achieving established goals by organization. Control in educational management considered as a testing and evaluation process of level of students' achievement of educational and cognitive goals and tasks. Control functions are next. First of all, teaching, to provide a system of conscious, deep and lasting assimilation of knowledge and skills. Then training, to develop in students the necessary qualities, properties like responsibility, perseverance, commitment, independence, and so on, that determine the success of education. Then developing, to improve students' intellectually creative activity, cognitive interests, training, educational, vocational, and business skills. Then, motivational and stimulational, for formation of motives and incentives in achieving the positive results of educational and cognitive activities. Then, actually controlling, they determine the level of knowledge, skills, and capabilities of their deepening and expanding. Tasks of controlling and academic performance accounting. First, checking students' readiness to the perception and assimilation of scientific and theoretical knowledge, training, education, vocational and business skills. Second, getting feedback about effectiveness of educational and cognitive activities of students. Third, identification difficulties with perception and assimilation of educational material by students. Determination of their courses. Fourth, formulation of criteria for objective evaluation of students' progress quality. Fifth, determination of the effectiveness of management in educational and cognitive activity of students. The use of methods and means of education. Control of educational and cognitive activities as a process consists of individual acts and operations to ensure the quality and effectiveness. We can name next. First of all, diagnosis of goals of educational and cognitive activities. Identification of actual level of students' knowledge and skills. Conformity, comparison of the results with ethalon. Then, results evaluation of knowledge and skills mastering. Then, exposure of assessment, formalization of results for knowledge and skills assimilation. The last one, implementation of correction and control of results for knowledge and skills assimilation. Classification of control. Educational management assumes two types of control. It's external and internal. Then external control is divided into such types as A. Depending on the control phase, we can name preliminary control, current control, periodical or theme control, and final control. B. Depending on the control goal. Ascertaining control, validation control, diagnostic control. C. Depending on the control frequency, we can name periodic control, current control, intermediate control, last control, and final control. Control should be planned and systematic, implemented in accordance with the working curriculum. Secondary, it must be regular, Carrying out of control allows to set measures for students' learning improvement. Objective: determining the actual results of educational and cognitive activity of future specialists and their compliance with goals and tasks of the educational process. Also, it should be comprehensive, aimed at identifying the knowledge of students in all programs of the course. Then, individual, providing an individual approach to the monitoring and evaluation of students' learning outcomes. Then, pedagogically effectful, create favorable conditions to determine the quality of knowledge, abilities, and skills of future specialists. The main forms of educational and cognitive activities controls. We can name next. Forms of previous control. We can have written works, essays or extracts, oral answers, conversations, examinations, questioning, and testing. Tests can be open or closed. Then, forms of intermediate control. We can name colloquium, presentation, comprehensive reference work, report, and abstract. Third, forms of last control. We can name tests, exams, diploma and coursework, educational and industrial practice, state examinations, defenses of diploma works. Forms of final control, we have only two of them: state examinations and defense of diploma work. Evaluation of knowledge and skills is the establishment of the real level of students' mastery of educational material and its compliance with the requirements of teaching goals and tasks. An equitable assessment requires a specific, clear, and realistic criteria in accordance with the relevant specific assessments. The main criteria for evaluation of scientific and theoretical knowledge possession are next. First of all, there must be amount of knowledge. Secondary, strengths of assimilation. Then, the depth of educational information disclosure. Then, efficiency of reproduction and using. And lastly, competence of presentation. Criteria for assessing skills and abilities possession are next. First, free and competent handling of scientific concept to analyze a variety of phenomena that are studying. Second, establishing a relationship between the studied facts and events, identifying factors that determine functioning and development of actions. Third, formulation and reformulation the perspectives of the studying material. Criteria for accessing skills and abilities possession. Identification of ways to solve a variety of educational and cognitive problems. Elaboration of optimal algorithm of practical actions in the implementation of educational tasks. Productive use of knowledge to improve the actual practice. The main criteria for evaluation of gaming training sessions are next. First of all, students' activity. Students always must be active. Then, richness of language, both as of student, so for teacher. Then, competence and logic of arguments. Then, clarity and coherency of nominated arguments. Then, the ability to think critically and creativity. The last one, willingness to justify and defend the personal and professional position. Evaluation implemented in assessment. First of all, let's discuss term assessment. Assessment, it is in essence their interpretation and formalization of students' result evaluation in development of the curriculum, the quality of the educational and cognitive activities in the classroom and during extracurricular time. The assessment may be, first of all, verbal. Examples: approval, condemnation, review, critique, and so on. Then motion, for example, using the movement of the head, eyes, or hand clapping. Then objective, it can be some object. We can give card or prize or certificate, some words. And then mark, expressed in conditional figures, signs, points, rankings, etc. The main requirements for the assessment of educational and cognitive activity of students are next: objectivity, argumentary, justice, openness. And let's discuss module rating system. A module rating system assessment of knowledge and skills of students is a set of methodical indicators and tools for the definition accumulated students' result of current program in course in the end of the semester and passing tests or exams. Thank you for attention. That's it.